Those rules have not worked for us. The white woman's liberation movement, we don't have anything to do with that. We have not been under the control of the black man for over 500 years, so what do we have to get liberated from them from? They did not tell us that all of that, being my own person and I'm independent, would lead to separation, loneliness, celibacy, and lesbianism. They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation. See, we have a lot of power. We are very strong women. I'm saying that we're using our strength in the wrong direction. We're using it to tear our man down, tear our nation down instead of building it up. I keep telling black women that to raise a child, they say, well, I provided with food, clothing, and shelter. That's not raising a child, that's maintaining one. To raise a child, you need a parental coalition of a man and a woman. We have sons who are, by not having a father in the home, they don't know how to respect women. They take on the black feminine female emotionism. They're doubtful, they're indecisive, they can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man because we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge. Then they bring the welfare system in and tell us in order to feed and clothe and house our children, we have to give up our man. You have to put the man out of the house. When the white farm wife goes to the government for subsidy for the farm, they don't tell her to get rid of the farmer, they keep that family together. But in the black community, they make it a requirement.
All right, so just going off of this by face value, ethnically, not sure. To me, potentially looks biracial. Yet again, like I said, didn't do any further research, just looked at the video, and I'm going for it as face value. Now, I'm bringing this video up to further go over the issues that we face in the black community when it's men versus women, women versus men, that type of thing, and how much of an issue that people don't see that plays when it comes to raising children. Because if you have men who disrespect women, then you're going to, in a sense, have young men growing up disrespecting said women. But if you have a woman who just 100% resents and hate black men, then that woman is going to instill that into her young daughter, who is going to grow up to be the exact same as her. And then she's also going to instill that into her son, which can lead to a different road that her son will end up following. And then that will turn into a type of violent resentment, which then will come into an area of a young black man being confused with his emotions and angry, but not really knowing the source, and then throwing that anger out at the world. People don't understand their actions. Adults don't understand their actions when they go into their emotions like children. So we're going to look at what this woman has to say, and then I'm going to play another video of a educated black woman who is going to lay out 100% of everything. So if anybody has an issue with the video, there's two people that you should go have words at. Don't direct anything at me. Don't say anything to me. Go direct all of that to the women who are telling you what it is in this video.
Also, just one more thing before I go into work. I'm becoming afraid of my hatred for men. It started as a fun little, you know those TikToks where people are like, don't make jokes about having kinks because your brain doesn't know you're joking, and it actually develops them. I think I joked way too much about hating men, and now I am genuinely, in a sexist way, I hate them. Like, in a way that a white man from Alabama hates black people. I hate men. I walk past them and I want to kill them, and they aren't even doing anything. I just see them and it fills me with rage. I don't know how to stop. It's gone way too far.
Black women are scared to date white men. And I talk to them every day as a dating coach for Black and brown women, and it astonishes me because when you open up your net, you literally 7x your opportunity to find love. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about the top 5 white guys that are checking for you, Black women, so that you can feel safer swirling.
Why is it that every other race of man, whether it be white, Chinese, Indian, whatever race it might be, why is it that every other race of men treat Black women better than Black men?
Can we talk about something? I feel like everybody's always giving Black women advice about how they should present themselves and how they should look so that they attract a certain type of man or a Black man in general. As a Black woman who is constantly changing her aesthetic throughout the week, whether it's because I'm going to work or I'm about to go out, I don't attract Black men when I look like this. I'm gonna be so for real, I don't. Black men do not check for me when I look like this. And I look like this 9 times out of 10. They do not check for it.
Hey girl, so I just did a video about the top 5 white guys that are checking for Black women, and this comment was the comment that I got so often, which was, they never approach me. This is the reason why non-Black men don't approach you. They don't approach you because they think that your eyes are just for Black men, and they're not wrong. Roughly 90 to 95% of current marriages from Black women are with Black men. So men are very sensitive, and they don't want to be rejected because literally their dating experience is 90% rejection. So here's what I want to offer to you. This is one of the reasons why they're not approaching you. It's not because they're not checking for you. It's because they don't want to be rejected by you, and they're intimidated. These non-Black men are checking for you.
Listen, he's not wrong. I have said this before and I will say it again. My best dating experiences have been with non-Black men, period. In fact, one of the highlights for me was when I was living in South Korea. Hands down, some of the best dates, some of the best guys I've ever met was when I lived there.
Black men are upset. And it's a lot going on, so I'm going to just catch y'all up so y'all don't have to watch everything, okay? So it's this trend going around called Black Wife Effect. It's non-Black men showing how Black women have turned their life around. And not in a ride or die kind of way. So they get on the internet and they bragging about Black women. So the Black men are shaking the table. I'm going to tell y'all why they're really mad. And white men are like, I don't care. I just want to be with her. They skin change, they life change, they money change just by being with this woman, okay? These men are building their wives' houses, buying them acres of land, putting fucking trees in the front yard. I saw one video that was like, oh, you gonna make all your content about dating your Black wife? And he was like, hell yeah, have you seen her? So the internet is like, y'all are fetishizing these white men who are using y'all like, you know, the old masses did with the slaves. The other internet is like, y'all just mad that we getting treated well and we don't have to hold nobody down no more.
Truthfully, I live in a predominantly white town. I have lived here since I was 7. So all white school for elementary, middle, high school, college even. And I went to a relatively small college. So there was a space for like Black students to connect, but it wasn't a very large space. And unfortunately, once college ended, all of those people got the F out of this town because it's just that bad. But it's more so about proximity than it is about like preference of race. I have dated Black men. I've also dated Hispanic men, but the majority unfortunately have been white. And most of my long-term relationships have been with white men.
I'm posing this question to my Black women in particular. I would like to ask you all, why are we Black women are so comfortable, so willing, so encouraging of ourselves and others who emasculate our Black men? Why do we feel it's necessary to always want to showcase to the world how inferior or dishonorable our Black men are?
I just want to know why men don't be coming to brunches.
If I'm inviting you to a brunch, that means me and my girls already got our tickets and our tables. What do we need your stuff for? What's that little money gonna do? Majority of the women making more money anyway. So why would I care for that? All I said was, we want to hang with y'all. Why I can't say we want to hang with the black men? Why can't the black men come enjoy a brunch with us and chill and just eat and have a good time? You be home by 6 and watch the game. Why would y'all rather choose being with all men? I never seen a world where men be so thirsty to just be with men. It sounds like y'all don't like us. Answer that. Do y'all like black women still?
My position is that the black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in our black family structure.
3 things I've learned from holding a broken man down. Listen, number 1 is that his being broken don't got shit to do with you. And no matter how much you love him, his ass is still gonna be broken. 2, I really think we need to say this out loud. At our big grown age, I'm a millennial. I don't have time to see the potential in your ass. Either you have it or you don't. And come with money, because baby, I'm not looking for potential. The one and the last one is nobody wants to be your hospice wife.
I'm just going to be 1,000% honest. If I were 22 today, I would not be dating black men at all. Unless they were older. They'd have to be real old. Because they're too feminine these days for me. I like masculine, go get them, I'm going to pay for that baby type men, okay? Where you want to go on vacation type men. That's what I like. If I was 22 today, I wouldn't date black men. I'm sorry. Y'all take too long to get y'all stuff together. Y'all want us to pay half the bills and sleep with you?
Now, of course, there are many black people who consider those fighting words, because as black women, we have never been subject to the kind of examination that our men have been subject to since we have been here. We have been somewhat protected and shielded from any kind of critiquing about our personal behavior, whereas our men have always been up for examination. They did not tell us that all of that, being my own person and I'm independent, would lead to separation, loneliness, celibacy, and lesbianism.
At this point, you've left about 6-7 comments. By the time I record this video and post it, it's probably going to be between 10 and 15. So let's address this. Black women are some of the most educated women, period. If not the most. I got to go look into statistics again. Why would they not want their counterparts to be educated as well? Black women are some of the most career-oriented and entrepreneurial and ambitious women, period. Why would they not want that in a partner? Let's make this make sense, because y'all trying to do math but really end up doing science at this point. The issue is, like I said in the previous video, is that you do not have that je ne sais quoi to attract or keep the attention of black women. You didn't have the confidence. You're probably a little bit awkward. You may be a little bit weird, right? And so black women did not find you attractive. It has nothing to do with the attributes that you feel like you have, and everything to do with the fact that you lack any kind of real personality. Let's do better.
They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation. They didn't give us that information. They made us think that it was some kind of glorified position to brag about the fact that I got my own job, my own credit card, my own car, so I don't need no man.
As for my purpose, if you take away my career, my accolades, my degrees, what is my God-driven purpose? It's to teach black women how to choose better by getting closer to God. I teach black women how to identify narcissistic, toxic, abusive, womanizing black men, misogynistic black men. I teach them how to identify them from a mile away so they can avoid them. I mean, after all, y'all tell us to choose better, right? So if I teach my sisters to choose themselves instead of choosing to be in a relationship, what y'all gonna do then?
I don't even know how we got that mixed up. Ain't none of that got nothing to do with being with no man. We have some serious relationship problems that nobody has been able to address us on because everybody wants to pretend that this is not going on. Over 60% of our women are single, widowed, separated, or divorced. They don't have a man. I just came out of Florida and they got a housing complex that the Urban League built, which is a black organization that is for women and children only. They say they don't allow any men in there. I didn't have time to deal with it, but I talked about them real bad. That's the silliest program I've ever heard of. You know them women that had men if they got a bunch of children. They need fathers. They need protection. You know, we talk about the great strength that we have as black women. Well, the welfare department don't rent government apartments to single black men. Those apartments belong to black women who are allowing this to go on in their home. We have not looked at what part of the responsibility do we share. Yes, black men sell a lot of drugs, and a lot of us black women get the money from them drugs and buy some of these fancy clothes we wear. Drive around in some of these fancy cars. He is not doing these things alone and without support from us, whether they are good or bad. See, we have a lot of power. We are very strong women. I'm saying that we're using our strength in the wrong direction. We're using it to tear our man down, tear our nation down instead of building it up. Having an education and a job does not necessarily mean you have a successful life. I keep telling black women that to raise a child, they say, well, I provided with food, clothing, and shelter. That's not raising a child, that's maintaining one. To raise a child, you need a parental coalition of a man and a woman. We have sons who, by not having a father in the home, they don't know how to respect women. They take on the black feminine female emotionalism. They're doubtful, they're indecisive, they can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man because we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge. We have daughters who grow up in a home where they don't see any affection, where there's no man there. They go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have no idea how to be no woman to no man, how to function in a house with a man, because they haven't seen it. Most of our children, just like us, get all the information we have about how you be with a mate off television. It's the only medium that shows us anybody being together. Those rules have not worked for us. The white woman's liberation movement, we don't have anything to do with that. We have not been under the control of the black man for over 500 years, so what do we have to get liberated from them from? They only introduced it to break down the civil rights movement. Civil rights movement started with the black man, the black woman, and the black child standing together, trying to plead for freedom, justice, and equality, and more benefits in the country that they had built. They threw the white woman in there with the women's liberation movement and made it a woman against man thing. That created a big separation between black men and black women because then everybody started going for self. Then they bring the welfare system in and tell us in order to feed and clothe and house our children, we have to give up our man. You have to put the man out of the house. When the white farm wife goes to the government for subsidy for the farm, they don't tell her to get rid of the farmer, they keep that family together. But in the black community, they make it a requirement.
So if you made it this far, much love, respect, and appreciation. Pretty much, I just wanted to showcase the fact that we have issues in the community. We have a lot of people trying to point black women in a different direction. Some of those people are black women. Some of those people are others. And we also have the fact that it seems as though the black men are valued by way of money. You heard the one woman in a video state that I'm not dealing with nobody broke. If you're going to come to me, make sure you come with money. And then she also stated that nobody's trying to take care of you when you get older. And last time I checked, the reason to get married to another person is so that you will be able to have somebody to depend on, so that you're not alone on this plane of existence, so that if anything does happen, somebody is there to help you out. You're just not out there in the streets. You're not just out there in a cult hoping that somebody's going to pass by and feel sorry for you. But on the flip side, it's amazing to note that no matter what a man makes, he is willing to deal with a woman if she has nothing, a little bit of something, moderately something, or if she's rich. It doesn't matter. But on the flip side, even if you have somebody who is well off or what have you, they're like, nah, I ain't doing it. It's crazy to think about. It seems like one is more genuine than the other. And as the beautiful Shahrazad Ali stated, there's a lot of problems when it deals with black women. You have the whole thing of independence, of I got money, I don't need a man, and I can do it all by myself. When you look at it as a whole, you don't see groupings as loud, in a sense, as Black women when dealing with this topic. And as I've stated before, because I know some people like to mention, oh, white women have the feminist movement. You are right. You are 100% correct. White women do have the feminist movement. And that movement is also backed by the same exact men that they stated that they wanted to be separated from. The same white women who say that they are feminists go right back home to the protection in the neighborhoods of which is provided by way of white men. Those same white women who complain about white men are also married to white men. So again, no matter what it is that they decide to state, they know where home is. They know where base is. They know where that protection is. They can say whatever it is that they want to say, but they know at the end of the day that they're going to get that protection. Now, you have Black women who want to walk or tote the same exact line as white women, and Black women are not going to get that exact same treatment because Black men are like, if you don't like me, if you say that I'm dangerous, if you say that I'm a criminal, you say that I'm a villain, you say that I'm doing everything negative to you and I'm not beneficial, why am I going to sit up here and try to protect somebody who says that I'm everything negative? You're going to sit here and badmouth me. You're going to go online and you're going to say negative things about to me. And why would I decide to risk my life and protect you because you think that I should, even though you've shown me that you are undeserving of that protection because you're not appreciative of nothing at all? Like I said before, it's tough. It's very tough. And like she said before, it's going to be that way because Black women are like, hey, you're not going to critique us. You're not going to, as a Black man, you're not going to say anything to us. We can say whatever we want to sit up and say. We can do whatever it is that we want to do. You are not to critique us. You are not to say anything. You are not to badmouth us. But on the reverse end, if you even move 1 inch, that's it. It's all out war. We're critiquing. We're saying this. We're saying that. Like I said, my introduction to a lot of this before we had social media was the television. And the first people that I witnessed and I heard say negative things about Black men were coming directly from Black women on these talk shows, these white syndicated talk shows where everybody across America can see this. And I'm like, this is what they really think about Black guys. Like, this is what they're going to think about me when I get older. I'm like, man, this is going to be tough. It's going to be an uphill battle. And this is why I told people before that people have to be very careful with the messages that they put directly out there. Because once you have young people see those messages, it's going to alter the way of which they think and perceive the world or people. So again, luckily, having experience and going through life, I have an understanding of different tiers and different levels, women in different thought processes. But some people aren't going to take the time to really try to let life be life and experience those things. Some people are going to be like, she said this is what it is. So, all right, whatever. I'm going to drop it. And you're going to have a lot of men that feel that way. And I'm just trying to tell women, you cannot be mad. The only people that you can realistically be mad at are the women out there that are stating a lot of these things. Because like I said before, those women out there are the loudest ones speaking, and when it deals with the representation of Black women. And the others out there that do have good relationships or decent relationships or view Black men in a positive light, their messages, their voices are not being uplifted. They're not being put on a pedestal. Those voices are being smothered by the ones out there that want to specifically give out this negative Black men narrative and send Black women elsewhere, because magically elsewhere Black women are going to get treated the best because Black men don't know what to sit up there and do or how to treat Black women. Black men don't love Black women. It's the whole rigmarole, it's the whole same song and dance that we've always heard. So hopefully at a point in time, this can be fixed. Hopefully at a point in time, people will wake up and realize certain things. But Until then, I guess I still have to make videos and do content like this. But if you made it this far, let me know. Again, much love, respect, and appreciation. Love you guys a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.